Hello, it's Lawrence Romanosky from the Distinctive Collection, and we have a very fine Saturday morning here for our coffee and cars again. And so I've come to sort of doing a tour of the cars and explaining what's what. So in the distance, of course, that is a Ferrari 308, and it looks like it has wheels from a 328 on it. So I'm gonna date that from the mid-80s somewhere. Beautiful car, very reasonable to buy. Maintenance is good. You don't have to take the engine out to service it. Fun to drive. Not the fastest car in the world anymore, but still a really great sports car. We have this 365 GT 2+2. So this would have been a 1969. This is a 69. This is an original car, and great old car. And I don't think the paint's original, but it's old. And front engine V12, anyway, great car. They replaced this with a 365 GTC4, which had the same mechanicals but a wedge-shaped body, and it would have been sold along with a Daytona, only it would have been a wet sump engine, side draft Webers as opposed to down draft Webers, and a conventional gearbox mated to the engine, and power steering. So it's the Grand Touring car. Both of these and the 365s, are right now in the low hundreds for a great car, which is, I think, extremely reasonable. Here's my 944 Turbo, 25,000 mile Survivor car. I'm actually getting, with the gas cap left off, I'm actually getting some use out of this, and really quite enjoying it. This one's been tuned to about 300 horsepower with a chip and a wastegate. The spring's lessened, so it puts out a bit over 1 bar boost, and suspension's lowered with all Turbo S parts and stuff like that. So I'm having a great time, and it means you can come to our coffee and cars, and you don't have to have a $200,000 exotic. Anything kind of old and cool is good. Mercedes SL63 AMG. So this engine is a 6.2 liter engine, not a 6.3 liter engine. And it would have been the first engine designed entirely by AMG. And before that, of course, they would have just modified the engine. So it's a proper 4-cam, 6.2 liter engine. It's 520 horsepower or something. It's got low end, it's got high end. It's a great engine and a good chassis too. This car does everything well, and it's a great, no problem driving it every day. And if you take the limiter off, it'll also go 300 kilometers an hour too. Interestingly, when they came out with a SL55, the predecessor to this in '03, and they had this Ferrari 575, both of those cars had about 500 horsepower. Both of them were about the same weight. Yet the Mercedes would get to 300 kilometers an hour 30 seconds faster than the 575, and that was a tribute to the aerodynamics of the car, because after about 160 miles an hour, the Ferrari had quite a bit more drag, and the Mercedes just took off. So it's kind of an interesting comparison in cars. So this is 575 M, and this is an F1 gearbox. This is an 05 with the Fiorano handling package on it, which was suspension, spring shocks, and then the modular wheels. I think it was like $30,000 or something like that. So the 550 would have come out in 99, 98, 99, and then it was changed to the 575 in, I think, '02, and then there was the 575 M modified, and this is the very last year of that car. So great traditional front-engined rear-wheel drive. Still, I think, pretty easy to service. The belts are, of course, in the front of the car, so for the belt service, it's it might be 3,000 or 4,000 instead of 10. Ferrari 355 TS with a Targa, and really nicely kept car. So it's these have come down in price, although the maintenance is still high. I think this guy does his own maintenance though. 5-valve per cylinder head, active suspension, 8,500 RPM, 107 horsepower per liter. So it's a great high winding. Still probably sounds the best of maybe any of the Ferraris. Flat plane crank. a really beautiful 550 Barchetta. So this is they all came out in '01. I think there was 448 of them made. It was I think a tribute to Pininfarina. This car only has a couple thousand kilometers on it. It just came up from the States. Really fun to drive. The soft top's kind of useless, and in Calgary it's it's a pretty compromised car. It's like pitching a tent. But this is a particularly lovely example, and of course the traditional red-black. Ferrari 512 Berlinetta Boxer. This is another great car, and this started out as a 365 GTBB, and you can tell those because they have the 3 taillights instead of the 2. And they would have made, I think, about 400 of those, and then there was the 512 BB, which was the 5-liter engine and the carbureted engine, and then the 512 BBI, which was the 5-liter engine and the injected. So if we look here, this of course is an injected engine. We can see the fuel distributor there, and actually though that fuel distributor is the same it's K-Jetronic, so it's the same in any 80s Mercedes or Porsche or whatever. So it's not kind of as fizzy as the carbureted cars are, but it starts and runs and kind of works generally better. The carbureted cars are funny because when you get in and start it, the first thing you hear is just a bunch of fuel gurgling right behind you, which is a little bit unsettling. So this car has the Daytona seats. I think it's the only one I've seen with the fabric inserts, which I haven't seen that before. Anyway, great car, and I think undervalued. I mean, these are in the low hundreds now. There seems like an awful lot of car for the money. Well, let's get another look at this Barchetta here. Modular wheels, drilled brakes, and this one the paint just glows, and great black interior. So. This car doesn't have any wear whatsoever. It's a really wonderful machine. I'm happy to have it here. And another good buy too, I think. In an era of, at least in Canada, $350,000, dollar 458s and so on. I mean, I think you could probably have all 3 of these cars for one of those. And is that right? Close, anyway. So there's something to be said for some of these older cars. This is a 348 Series Speciale. So they only made 100 of these, and they had 348s were criticized for their handling, and I think they had some problems with they even caught out some of the test drivers. I think even Nannini spun one on a press demonstration once, if I recall. And so the 348 TS had, I think, different rear suspension and carbon seats and so on. I think they only made about 100 of these cars. And this is a superb original car, really lovely, and it really kind of makes the 348. And this is a Targa as well. The Series Speciale cars, they have a different treatment on the rear. Normal 348 kind of have the graded rear license plates, and you can tell the 348 Speciale that doesn't have that. A really great another 355 Berlinetta, and this car only has about 5,000 miles on it, and it's perfect. I mean, it's absolutely stunning car. Very meticulous owner. A Gallardo, Lamborghini Gallardo, platform shared with the R8 behind it. Not sure what this year is. I think 05 or 06. Really beefy aluminum chassis, V10 engine, 520 horsepower, E-gear, which is like the Ferrari F1 box or the manual. Kind of loud, raunchy, fast, kind of brutal car. Kind of everything a Lamborghini should be. And then this one is the 564, 560/4 Roadster, and you can kind of see the difference.
308 from Forza here.
From Forza?
Forza magazine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The yellow 308?
It's in the back, getting fixed.
Oh, I didn't know it was in Forza, really?
Yeah, there's a huge article on it. That car is brand new.
Wow, okay. It doesn't work.
But there is thousands of pictures on F-Chat on that car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's not working.
Well,
Bernie Bonners from Pincher Creek.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're on YouTube right now, so maybe we should not say too much about it, but Steve's working on it right now, and I think he's just starting from scratch. He's pulled the whole thing apart, and he's starting with cam timing and working forward to get the thing running. It came in, it wouldn't even run. It looks nice, but it doesn't run. Okay, sorry about that. So this is the 564, and so it's different headlamp treatment and different treatment to the front intake. This one has got a beautiful pearl white with a brown quilted interior, and I gotta say, this is definitely one of my favorite Gallardos that I've seen. And then the rear end of the car is different with Revention style lights. And we've got this Diablo. It's an SE, so I can't remember how many of these made. It's 100 or something like that. Maybe it says here 150. This is 9 of 150. Now I think they all had the purple exterior, but you could change the interior of it. And this one is the combination of purple and blue suede interior, which is really fantastic. I mean, if you're going to have a Lamborghini, I mean, you might as well, especially a Diablo, I mean, you might as well just go all out. So here we go, 30th edition, and you know, the big, the V12 facing the wrong way, and that's the LP, the longitudinal posterior. So then the gearbox is forward, so the gearbox, you know, comes up, you know, through this tunnel right underneath the gear selector. And then the drive then needs to take 180 degrees to get to the rear wheels. And that's the same package as the Countach when it came out in the early 70s. And we have this gorgeous Superleggera Lamborghini, one of about 180. Wonderful car, fast car, R-compound tires, lots of carbon fiber. Wonderful machine. And then, you know, we have